What if you woke up tomorrow and could suddenly fly? Or maybe talk to squirrels? Or even turn your morning coffee into solid gold? Now, what if it wasn't just you, but every single person on Earth? Imagine that for a second. Billions of people, each with a unique, randomly assigned superpower. This isn't just a comic book fantasy. It's a world-shattering event that would redefine our entire existence. Let's dive into what that new reality might actually look like. The first 24 hours would be absolute chaos. Picture this. Your neighbor is accidentally phasing through their apartment floor. A kid down the street is shooting harmless laser beams from his eyes. And your boss is stuck to the ceiling because they just discovered they can walk on walls. Social media would explode. It would be a nonstop flood of videos showcasing newfound abilities, from the incredibly powerful to the hilariously useless. Someone might be able to teleport, but only to a spot 3 inches to their left. Another might have the power to perfectly toast bread every single time. Emergency services would be overwhelmed, not by disasters, but by people who can't control their new powers. Imagine the 911 calls. Hello. Yes, my grandma sneezed and turned the cat into a pineapple. What do I do? After the initial shock and viral videos, society would have to adapt, and fast. Governments would scramble to create new laws and agencies. How do you regulate a population where anyone could potentially be a living weapon or a walking miracle? A Superhuman Registration Act sounds like something from a movie, but it would become a very real and heated debate. Privacy versus security would take on a whole new meaning. Do you have to declare your power on your driver's license? Would certain powers get you flagged at airport security? Sir, our sensors indicate you have the ability to communicate with cheese. We're going to have to ask you to step aside for a random screening. The economy would be turned upside down. Industries would be born overnight, while others crumble. Why would we need construction crews if someone with telekinesis can assemble a skyscraper in an afternoon? En air crise? Solved by the thousands of people who can now generate electricity with a snap of their fingers. But what about the people with less marketable powers? The guy who can change the color of his own hair at will isn't going to be replacing the power grid anytime soon. This would create a brand new class system, a power gap between the god tiers and the novelty acts. Social status might no longer be about wealth, but about the utility and strength of your superpower. Our daily lives would be completely transformed. Commuting could be a thing of the past for teleporters and flyers. Entertainment would reach incredible new heights. Imagine sports where athletes have super speed or enhanced strength. The new Super Olympics would make our current games look like a casual backyard contest. But there would be a dark side too. Crime would evolve in terrifying ways. How do you catch a thief who can become invisible or walk through walls? Prisons would need a serious high-tech upgrade, designed to contain inmates who could potentially phase through steel or control minds. Relationships would get complicated. Dating would be an adventure, so what's your power would be the new what's your sign. Imagine finding out your partner can read your thoughts. No more little white lies, or what if they can sense emotions? Arguments would be intense. Family dynamics would change too. Parents would have to deal with kids who can literally run up the walls or turn their broccoli into ice cream. And what about the big questions? Would this bring humanity closer together or tear us apart? On one hand, the shared, bizarre experience could foster a new sense of global unity. We'd all be in the same weird, superpowered boat. We'd help each other learn to control our abilities, forming communities and support groups. The person who can instantly purify water would be a hero in developing nations. The one who can accelerate plant growth could end famine. We could see an era of unprecedented cooperation and progress, solving some of our planet's biggest problems. But then there's the other side of the coin. Humain nature. Power corrupts, and a random lottery of superpowers would create unimaginable inequality. What happens when a dictator gets the ability to control minds? Or a terrorist organization is full of people who can generate explosions? Wars would be fought not with tanks and jets, but with telepaths and fire starters. The potential for destruction would be immense. The world could descend into a perpetual conflict between superpowered factions, each vying for dominance. It would be a constant struggle between those who use their powers for good and those who use them for selfish gain. Ultimately, the world wouldn't become a utopia or a dystopia overnight. It would be both, all at once. It would be a messy, chaotic, beautiful, and terrifying new world. Our greatest challenges would no longer be external, but internal. The core conflict would be about our own humanity. Would we let these incredible gifts elevate us, push us to become better, more compassionate beings? Or would we let them amplify our worst instincts, our fear, our greed, and our desire for control? The answer would be different for every single person. The sudden arrival of superpowers wouldn't just change our world. It would hold up a giant, cosmic mirror and force us to look at who we truly are. It would be the ultimate test of character for all of humanity. So what do you think? If you woke up with a random superpower tomorrow, what would you hope to get? And more importantly, what would you do with it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear what kind of world you imagine this would be. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the hypothetical, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more mind-bending scenarios. See you next time!